Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel where we're gonna talk about football from a coaching point of view. If you're a footballer, or if you're a parent of a young footballer, or if you're a coach, or if you just want to know more about football and understand the complexity of the game a little bit more, just subscribe and share. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. So, the football principles we're gonna touch today on what is football, football zones, football moments, the football principles in attack, in defense, and in both transitions. What is football? So by the definition, football is a team sport played by two teams where they are trying to score goals when they have the ball, and when they don't have the ball, they're trying to defend. Very basic, but there is more things behind the word football. There are a lot of feelings, there are a lot of people involved, there are a lot of complexity in the game itself that we're gonna touch today. If you're watching this video, it's because you might be identified with the sport in some way or the other one. And the teamwork is an essential part, the love, passion, the commitment, the discipline, the healthy habits, all that is involved in the beautiful game. But let's gonna get to the principles, football principles, and let's start with the football zones. How is the pitch divided? So the football zones, if we divide the field in three horizontal areas, we're gonna have the defensive zone, the middle zone, and the attacking zone. And then if we divide the pitch vertically, we're gonna have two wide corridors and one central corridors. The football moments. In football, we have mainly four moments. So when we're attacking or when we have the ball, when we are defending, that means we don't have the ball, the opposition have the ball, and then the transitions from attack to defense and from defense to attack. When we have the ball, let's say we're attacking on the left side of the screen, what do we want to do? We want to build up to score goals. In that process, we might lose the ball and then we got in a defensive mode, all right? In the defensive moment, we want to disturb the opposition build up and then prevent scoring. So we have when we're attacking is the one moment, when we're defending, when we are attacking and we lose the ball, and when we are defending and we win possession. The football principles, and we're gonna talk about the football principles in the four moments we mentioned before. So in attack, we have three different ways to attack. One is the build up, the other one is the direct, and the other one is the counter attack. So build up is trying to have control possession and, for example, play out from the back and build up until we get into scoring opportunities. The direct one is just play as quick as possible the ball getting into the attacking zone. And the counter-attack is in the moment when we recover the ball, how quickly can we get the ball and play against a disorganized defense. Alright? All of them happen in a football game. Even if your team got the tendency to play build up, if you train, play out from the back, keep control possession, or even if you train, let's go direct, or let's gonna be a good team in the counter-attacks, that never happens the whole time. So it's a combination, and as a coach and also as a player, you give priority of what way to attack with. So football principles in attack. We have mobility, switching, overload, counter-attack, creativity and improvisation, with penetration and set pieces. If we explode all these principles, we're gonna be able to get the ball into the attacking zone and create scoring opportunities. So in attack, we have the mobility with the ball, but here is focused on the mobility of the ball. Can you create spaces for yourself to receive the ball, or can you create spaces for your teammates by maybe moving, dragging a player with you, and then opening spaces to play the ball to a teammate? That's mobility. Switching, how important it is to get possession from one side to the other one to get the ball into the areas the other team is not covering. So there are two ways. One is by circulation, you can get the ball from one side to the other one with 2, 3, 4 or 5 passes, and the other one is direct, maybe with one long ball from one side to the other one. Especially in young footballers, it's hard to play the direct ball from one side to the other one. but it's good to encourage to play the circulation way, where you pass the ball to the midfielder switching it to the other side. That's still kind of a direct in young footballers. But in senior football, there are players that got the ability to play the ball from one side to the other one in one long ball, which is fine. Both ways are very useful, and it really depends of how the opposition defense is. If we have a block of defenders very organized, what you want is circulate the ball side to side until you find maybe a space to play a through ball. But if the opposition is not very well organized and you can play a through ball straight away to the other side of the pitch and explode the spaces that they leave in behind, do it. Penetration. So how can we penetrate the opposition defenders? All right, the line of defenders, and it could be done by many ways. For example, in the image here, we got number 10 playing a through ball to number 7. That's a way to penetrate. But maybe number 10 has the ability to go through the players and dribble. That's another way. And what if they combine these three and they do a quick 1-2 with 9 and penetrate? That's another way to penetrate the defense. Width. How important is to create width and make the field bigger for us when we have the ball? Why? Because we want to stretch the opposition and create spaces. So the width is not only depending on the fullbacks and wingers. Width also, number 10, 8 and 9 can give us a little bit of space by not coming too close to the ball carrier, but maybe opening spaces in behind. The whole idea is to stretch the opposition team. Counterattack is the ability of penetrate the defense in the moment that we win possession. But now, there are some considerations here, all right? The counterattack is good when we execute it properly. But if we recover the ball and we just play a long ball in behind and then the goalkeeper have it, so we did nothing. We actually lost the opportunity we had. So if the ball is on and you can play a ball that it will be dangerous, then do it. Otherwise, this principle is better to use it to keep the ball. Okay, so it's very important that you play smart and not only fast. Overload, and I really like this one. Overload, it comes to your mind straight away to say, oh, we have more players than them. And it's true. That's one way to do the overload. So when we have more players in a specific situation than the opposition, okay? So for example, in the image, we got a clear 3v1 versus 4, which give us the overload. This is a situation we want to create. We want more players than them everywhere in the park, all right? But there are another two ways. The second way, for example, is more related about the quality of the players. The second and the third one as well. So you can even have a 1v1 or a 2v1 when the opposition has the overload, but you player got more ability, especially in the attacking 1v1, and he can take 2 players on, and maybe even if they got more players, you're gonna be able to penetrate through. So that's another way of overload, by the quality of your players. But there is another one where you can have less players, the same players, or any number, and combine to create opportunities and break the defensive line. So let's say, for example, by instance, we got this, the ball is with number 7 here, and we have a 2v2. So it's not an overload, but we create an overload by playing a combination here in between 7 and 9 and playing versus 3, for example. So if our players got the quality to do that and penetrate, that's another way to overload. So we want to overload in any way, by the quality, by the quantity, or by the association of our players. Creativity and improvisation. This one relies on the ability of the player. You've seen players that solve a situation where you say we're gonna lose the ball, and maybe someone flick it and they do a quick combination. They solve the situation in ways that is hard to prevent or is hard to anticipate. For example, Messi. Can you train Messi to go and dribble through 4 players and score? So it's really hard to coach and also to execute as a player. But I'm gonna give you 2 tips. So if you're a coach, a parent that want your players to be creative and improvisate in situations, what you need to create is environments where they're more free okay, where you don't restrict or coaching them too much, especially in the attacking third. In the attacking third, you need that different player that can improvise and beat someone and then cross it, or beat someone and then finish. You need to let the player be brave and let them go and make the mistake. It doesn't matter, all right? Later on, if the mistake keeps happening and, for example, someone is losing the ball because he or she wants to dribble too much, then you coach a little bit to find an association or to find a better moment to do it. And as a player, if you want to be creative, you need to try things. You need to be brave. You need to risk it, all right? The best way to know if you're going to be able to do it or not is actually doing it. It's actually trying it. So you need to try things that you might think they are a little bit risky, but do it, especially if you're a young player, all right? If you're an adult, you got a contract and you get paid for doing a job, maybe don't do it. But if you're a young player, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16 years old, try, risk, and try things. Put yourself in that situation where you can improvise and be creative. Set pieces, as you can see, for example, David Beckham is a specialist of that, and that can help, and it's another way to attack, all right? As a cross, as a free kick, even from a goal kick, how can we attack? That's how we start attacking most of the time, all right? So this is very important also to train and have a way to execute it. Now that we talk about the principles in attack, let's talk about the principles in defense. And we have 5 objectives when we don't have the ball. Gain possession back, of course. Prevent scoring opportunities or prevent goals. Organize our defense. Force the play to the wide areas. Force the mistake. Maybe force them to play back and stay in their field and not in our field. That might be another one. Okay, and now we go to the football principles in defense. Compactness, the ability of keep our team compact, and can we actually move together related to where the ball is, block passes opportunities, and reduce spaces for the opposition. A compact team is a team that wins games. By being compact, you don't allow the opposition to have spaces, especially in the middle of the park, where they can be the most dangerous. Delay the attack. For example, here, number 8. If number 8 goes and apply pressure to number 3, he's going to be in the middle and very easy pass to play 6 or to play 8 in this situation. So he's kind of in an overload situation where he can't get the ball, right? So the best idea in this case is to delay. Let the player come towards you, gain a little bit of a space in front, but you're actually giving the opportunity for your teammates to get back in our defensive shape. Okay, so it's not the same that if you apply pressure when, for example, this player got the ball facing back to our goal, then you apply pressure. But if he's in a control position and he got some overload against you, the best thing is to delay until we get back in shape. You can wait for another teammate to come, or we can make it predictable by only give them one option to play the ball to the side especially, and not to the middle. Now we're going to talk about the pressure cover balance. Probably you've heard this as a player, as a coach, or as a parent, but I just want to put a couple of examples. So normally what we want is the closest player to apply pressure to the ball carrier. Apply pressure doesn't mean win the ball. Sometimes we got in our minds as a player or as a coach that the closest player needs to go and win the ball. For example, in this case, if number 10 is taking a long touch, a bad touch, or he is not that good, or you got the moment to tackle and get the ball, fine, get the possession back. But normally when we are in disorganized defense, we need to get back in our shape, and that's our main objective, rather than win the ball. Because if you every time try to win the ball, you might get outplayed, beaten in a 1v1, and then we can create spaces for them at the back. Okay, so the closest player, it's gonna apply pressure, delaying the attack, the principle that we mentioned before, delaying the attack. Now the second closest players, can we offer support to that player? For example, in this case, 8 is offering support to 6 in case he gets beaten. And now the third closest player, and everyone else need to be worried about marking or at least being aware of the players you got in front. For example, 4 and 9. So 4 is marking 9. He's aware that he can receive the ball, but he's close enough to at least force a mistake or maybe don't let him turn. At the same time, 11 and 2, they offer in balance by covering the middle of the pitch first, staying compact, but also ready for a 1v1 situation in case that the ball gets played wide. So pressure, cover, balance. Very important principle in defense. Rotation is such an important principle in defense, and it comes to understand your role in the team, the general role of the team when we're defending, and also the specific jobs of the players next to you as a player. And as a coach, you need to give a very good understanding of what you want when you defend. For example, in this situation, number 4 left a spot in behind because he went to mark number 9 that drops to receive the ball. That's a really good movement, but we need to be aware that there is a space in behind. So can number 3 come and close that space? At the same time, can our fullbacks provide support by making a defense compact at the back? For example, in this case, number 9 drops to get the ball and number 4 is leaving a space in behind. So can number 3, number 5 and number 2 be compact and a little bit closer to each other, covering spaces, making a line of 3 of defenders in the middle channel, protecting the middle channel and forcing them to play wide. But the most important message is, can we understand what the job of the team in defense is, and can we understand what the job of my surrounded players are, so I can do it when it's needed. Shifting. Defensive lines need to move in relation to the ball. Yes, how? Together, marking players, denying spaces for the opposition to take. So the ability of shifting comes with training. You know where to go, when to go, and also moving in relation with the ball, keeping the distances in between players, and don't open spaces for the opposition players. Vigilance. And I wanted to put this here, that even when we have the ball and we're in attacking, now can we in the back of our mind think, what if we lose the ball? What if the ball is intercepted, in this case by 7? Who should I mark? Where should I move? So staying vigilant and also thinking, if I leave my position maybe to support that and I overlap here and then 2 is too high and we lose the ball, then what's gonna happen? So thinking a little bit about what could happen if we lose the ball is also a football principle. Now, the other 2 very important moments are the transitions. When we have the ball, when we are attacking and we lose the ball, and then the opposite, when we are defending and we win possession. So what happened in that specific moment, in the first seconds after we lose the ball? So the closest player press the ball carrier, yes, depending on the situation, we talk about that. Delay the attack. So can we delay the attack or force them to play one of the sides? Get behind the line of the ball. That means, can we get into the defensive shape as quick as possible? Get compact, protecting the central corridor. We talk about that, so we're not gonna get dragged out. We want to protect the middle channel. Then mark and deny passing options. Straight away, as soon as we lose the ball, we need to check where our players are and how can we mark the free players and block passing options. Force the mistake, maybe get into a overload situation where we have more players than them. Make the field small, which means deny spaces for the opposition, and get in an organized defense ASAP. And the last moment is the transition from defense to attack. In this case, from BPO to BP. Simple words. Yes, we were defending, we won the ball, boom. What do we need to do now? Okay, so we get the ball out of traffic. If you're in an area where there are too many players on one side of the pitch, for example, can we quickly get it to the other side? Play forward if we have someone in better scoring opportunities or in better positions to progress in the field. Okay, that's if is available. Why? Because we also, and in the last principle say here, we want to keep possession rather than risk just a long ball for just sending the ball up in the pitch. Okay, can we score as soon as we recover the ball? Can you play a teammate in a better scoring opportunity? So these are some of the main principles when we get the ball in that moment, in the first 2, 3, 5 seconds as soon as we recover possession. And guys, that was it from my end. That was the football principles. It's important that we understand a little bit more of what the game is about. I'm gonna try to help with that. I know my knowledge is very little, but I'm gonna try to give what I know to you. And also, if you got some ideas, if you got some knowledge that you wanna share with me or share with the football community, please let me know. I'm more than happy to post here, put it in the comments, and we all help each other. So if you're a parent, or if you're a coach, or if you're a soccer player and want to know a little bit more about how football is from the coaching point of view, please let me know if this was worth it, if this is helpful, and we keep posting stuff like this. So thank you very much. Don't forget to share the video if it was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. It's Coach Sergio here. Subscribe on our YouTube channel and social media. Bye bye. Thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed, make sure you comment, you share, and you subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you're gonna find more content about football. And remember, if you got someone that might be interested in this, just share the video with them or tag them in the comments. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video. It's Coach Sergio here. See ya.